And so many thanks for joining us on the evening news on ABS. My name is Ifunanya Amafili. And our story is trending for this evening. President Buhari inaugurates Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe Mausoleum and Conference Center, Onitsha. Governor Obiano reassures on delivery of democracy dividends. Senate begins consideration of new minimum wage bill. And on the foreign scene, Venezuela cuts ties with U.S. over support for coup attempt. And we'll start with the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari has officially commissioned the Nnamdi Azikiwe's Mausoleum and Conference Center after 23 years of abandonment by previous administrations. The president, led by Governor Willie Obiano, performed the function at Inosi, Onira, Onitsha. And our government house correspondent, Ejike Abana, brings us the rest of the story.
Performing the function, President Buhari said it is an honor to the great Zik, who was a renowned selfless nationalist, stressing that Nigerians need the edifice as a commemoration of his towering sterling qualities and legacies. President Buhari expressed optimism that the building will serve as a reminder to the things that unite Nigeria rather than things that divide, calling on all to work towards promoting nationalism and public service.
This is meant to honor the memory of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Owele of Onitsha, the great Zik of Africa, and Nigeria's first president, and one of her foremost nationalists. As I reflected on Zik's life and all of what he achieved, I acknowledge that Zik does not need this house. It is we who need Zik's name to give this house a meaning.
Governor Willie Obiano, while asking the president to declare November 16th Zik's birthday as a national day, and appreciated the president for completing the project which he said has been used to play politics over the years, describing it as a landmark project, urging him to continue to pay attention to other federal projects in the state and the southeast region.
Mausoleum will become an important landmark in eastern Nigeria, in particular Anambra State and in Onitsha, and a worthy addition to the numerous tourism offerings of our great state. Indeed, Mr. President, we are grateful for this gesture and we deeply appreciate you for it. However, while we are thanking Mr. President for this mausoleum, we also pray to you to declare Zik's birthday, November 16, a national day in Nigeria.
Earlier, the Minister for Works, Power and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, said that the president has continued to pay attention to abandoned projects in the country, stressing that the problem of delaying the project was due to lack of funding, and regretted that the project was completed at such a high cost, even when it should have been concluded before now, adding that it will provide gainful employment to workers that will be engaged in the facility. The traditional ruler of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, commended President Buhari for completing the project. Ambassador Emeka Azikiwe, in his remarks, said that commissioning the project will be beneficial to their family, the state, the nation, and the African continent in general. Accompanying the president were the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, Minister for Labor and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, Minister of Science and Technology, Chief Ogbonnaya Onu, among others. With the president's visit, perhaps other federal government projects in the state will start to receive increased attention. From the Zik's Mausoleum and Conference Center, Onitsha, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The people of Idemili North and South local government areas have declared support for all ABGA candidates in the forthcoming general elections. They made their stand known when Governor Willie Obiano paid a thank-you visit to the two local government areas where he promised to continue to deliver on all his campaign promises. And our government house correspondent, Ejike Abana, brings that story.
A mammoth crowd of ABGA faithful and candidates accompanied Governor Obiano to the venue of the rally with colorful presentations and chants. Governor Obiano, who said that a win for all ABGA candidates will help him concentrate on his mandate and avoid distractions from the opposition, called for unity of purpose among party members, assuring of doing his best to ensure that ABGA continues to advance stronger and better.
I'm here to thank you, all of you, for the great support you gave me during my election and for the 21/21 victory. I'm here again to ask you to support all our candidates from top to bottom, everywhere, APGA all the way.
The member representing Anambra Central Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Chief Victor Ume, who stressed that APGA has been on ground for over 12 years, pointed out that the party have been delivering good governance to the people.
All APGA does Anambra for the past 13 years. APGA does Anambra State through the governments of APGA. National Assembly and State Assembly election again this year. Who election again? The
APGA candidate for Idemili North and South Federal Constituency, Mr. Ifeanyi Ibezi, and the member representing Idemili South Constituency in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Choka Ezenwune, maintained that they are on ground to claim their various mandates. Transition Committee Chairman for Idemili North and South Local Government Area, Messrs. Don Onachukwu and Asha Nnabuife, respectively appreciated the governor for coming to show gratitude, describing it as rare among politicians. The Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelo, State Chairman of APGA, Sir Norbert Obi, among others, accompanied the governor to the rally. The APGA flags were later presented to its various candidates in the area. From St. Alphonsus Catholic Church, Mpo, in Idemili North Council area, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The former national chairman of APGA and senatorial candidate for Anambra Central, Senator Victor Ume, says no other political party has the moral justification to challenge APGA in electoral contest in Anambra State. Senator Ume disclosed this during the APGA campaign rally in Idemili North and South, led by Governor Willie Obiano, and will join our correspondent Valentine Mbaduga for the rest of the story.
Highlighting APGA landmark achievements in Anambra State within the past 12 years, Senator Ume commended Governor Willie Obiano for his commitment towards ensuring development of all sectors in Anambra. He called on every Onye Anambra who is eligible to vote to ensure that such good governance is sustained by voting all APGA candidates during the forthcoming general election.
Makana ife ọhụrụ na gọvanọ na-alụ ọrụ n'ilori na-agụsị ebe a ọ hapụta gọvanọ ka ọ bụ ebe ọhụrụ na-abịa eche ndị wọdụ ahụ ego alụọla obodo ahụ ọrụ.
In a remark, a member of APGA Board of Trustees, Chief Remi Ezeonwuka, and the Anambra State Chairman of APGA, Chief Norbert Obi, noted that All Progressives Grand Alliance is the political party that is capable of giving Nigerians the good governance they all clamor for, and called Ndi Igbo to support all APGA candidates for equity, fairness, justice, and overall progress of the Nigerian nation.
From I were 12 over 12. What about the name of the Idemili North? I went to the election can na February and March.
On their part, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelo, and an APGA stakeholder, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, commended Governor Willie Obiano-led government for its various achievements, noting that the party's representatives are people of noble character and with fear of God, adding that electing all APGA candidates will help Governor Obiano carry out his function without hindrance, and every community will feel the presence of government through their representatives.
The governor is doing fantastically well, and we can testify to that. Oh, create to go, among other things, create to go the night and the weekend economy back in Anambra State.
The rally attracted people of Idemili North and South in their numbers. Major stakeholders, APGA Board of Trustees members, traditional rulers, political appointees, as well as other elected officials.
Still on state politics, there was heavy presence of grassroots and critical stakeholders at Njikoka local government area for a town hall meeting at the local government headquarters, Abagana, in support of the re-election of Chief Dozien Nwankwo, member representing Dunukofia, Anochia, and Njikoka Federal Constituency. Kenechi Kuchukudi was there, and he fills us in with the rest of the report.
In his remarks at the meeting, the Transition Committee Chairman for Njikoka Local Government Council, Mr. Charles Okongu, reminded the people of the need for APGA to remain united by supporting those who has worked tirelessly for the development of the state from the federal, state, and local government levels, noting that Chief Nwankwo deserves re-election to consolidate on his achievement.
On February 16th, and we must protect our immediate constituency.
The Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, Professor Teresa Obekezie, commended Chief Nwankwo for carrying his people along and being a responsive leader, noting that the gathering of all who came to support him speak volumes, pointing out that his re-election would do more for the people. Responding, Chief Nwankwo appreciated the people for their support, without which he said he could not achieve much, assuring that he will never disappoint them, as according to him, the development of his constituency remains his utmost concern to upliftment of lives of the people.
Foundation before buy a house. So when I have a house, we find an house. Now, if another house or half, upon a house. Every month. As long as you want, they have free health care. But their house, one year, if I never got it. So now, so I continue, that is a little bit ago. They provide the package. So these 3 years, you know, they will come experience and they will expose to the workings of governments.
The town hall meeting was attended by President General, party leaders, and APGA faithful, among others. From the Njikoka local government headquarters, Abagana, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Knights and ladies of St. Christopher, Diocese of the Niger, recently converged at the All Saints Cathedral, Onitsha, for their 2019 Family Day. Right Reverend Dr. Owen Mokolo, Bishop on the Niger, presided over the dedication service and will join our staff reporter, Ogochukwu Oranu, for the rest of the story.
2019 Knights Family Day kick-started with parades by the soldiers of Christ who marched according to their years of investiture, with the Knights President Saben Uzuebu, his deputy Dr. Ndoka Ochoba, and the Assistant Chancellor San Nnamdi Ibebu-san taking the salute. In his sermon during the service, Right Reverend Nwokolo reminded the Knights of their responsibilities and obligations to the church and the society, stressing that as Knights, they should always adorn themselves with the whole armor of God. The bishop urged the Knights to work towards the peace and development of the society, especially during the period of the general elections.
2019 without God, He has allowed you to enter year 2019, but that's not the end. You must go with Him. His presence is necessary for you. For us to go into this year the way the Lord wants, there are things we need to do, just like Moses. We must do those things. Number one, you need to know the Lord and to be known by Him. If you are claiming to know God and your name is not written in God's dictionary because of the way you are living your life, that's your business.
The bishop later administered the oath of allegiance on all the knights and their ladies.
Look upon our lives, O Lord our God, and make us your own with truth from beginning, unselfishness all the way, and perseverance to the end, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Inspire them with purity. Strengthen them with your mighty power. Make them perfect in your ways. Guide them into your truth. Unite them to yourself. and to your whole church by your holy mysteries. The glory of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
In an address during the reception held at CJ Patson Auditorium, the Knights President Sir Uzoebu, who set the agenda for the year, highlighted the efforts and the achievements recorded so far by the Council of Knights, who he described as the backbone for rapid transformation of the diocese. The Knights Chaplain, Venerable Josiah Ofebu, who represented Bishop Nwokolo at the reception, highlighted the challenges facing the Knights, stressing that they must live according to the dictates of the gospel. Other speakers at the event included the chairman of the Family Day Committee, Dr. Jude Onyekwel, president of the Lady Knights, Dr. Ngozi Abasimelo, and the director of communications, Sir Oseloka Ofo Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
Moving over to the National Assembly, the Senate today suspended its rules by evoking Order 79 to give the new minimum wage amendment bill an accelerated consideration. No sooner had the Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu read President Muhammadu Buhari's letter announcing the transmission of the bill to the National Assembly than the process for its consideration started. Buhari in the letter noted that the new wage bill recommended 27,000 naira for the least paid worker in Nigeria. Firms with less than 25 members of staff are exempted, while punishment for defaulters should be made very stringent. Senate leader Ahmad Lawal raised the point of order shortly after the letter was read, drawing the attention of his colleagues to suspend their rules to enable them to give an accelerated hearing to the bill. His motion was put to vote and members in attendance overwhelmingly supported it after the motion was seconded by the minority leader, Senator Abiodun Olujimi. The bill was subsequently subjected to the first and second reading, while the senators who spoke on it supported the need to expedite action on it to enable them to pass it into law within the shortest possible time. The recent celebration of the 15th Ofala Festival of Igwe Godson Ezechukwu, the traditional ruler of Umuchu, would best be described as grand as the community rolled out drums to thank God for the peace and progress of Umuchu. The event attracted the who is who in Umuchu town and personalities from other communities in the state, as well as traditional rulers in attendance. And we'll take the details from our studio.
The 15th Ofala celebration of Igwe Ezechukwu, which also marked his 15th year on the throne, commenced with a Thanksgiving service at St. Thomas Anglican Church, Umuchu, accompanied by his cabinet chiefs and Ndichie. In a sermon, the Archdeacon of Umuchu Archdeaconry and Vicar, St. Thomas Anglican Church, Umuchu, Venerable David Obiaboso said, "The life we have on earth is a privilege, hence the need to thank God," and congratulated the monarch on the celebration as he recalled the huge contributions of Igwe Ezechukwu to the building of St. Thomas Church, Umuchu. The Ofala proper at the Igwe's palace was heralded with the arrival of both the old and new cabinet members who danced into the palace with their wives and family friends, while the first appearance of Igwe Ezechukwu in royalty was greeted with cheers by the people. Performing the traditional breaking of the kola nut with royal blessings, the royal father expressed joy with the people of Umuchu, who are known for being peaceful wherever they go, which is said earns them the friendship of other communities, and prayed for long life, prosperity, peace, and generational continuity for Umuchu people. Further, presenting the speech from the throne, Igwe Umuchu, who spoke through the palace secretary, Professor Echezana Ifejirika, thanked Governor Willie Obiano for nominating a son of Umuchu, Mr. Chidi Ezoke, as a federal commissioner, National Population Commission, and for the commencement of the Nkwo Umuchu Ugwakwu Achala Umualaoma Road project.
Igwe opportunity of this occasion to thank His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano, FCA, Omokodike Global, for nominating our son, Mr. Chief Ezoke, MNI, as the Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission.
Goodwill messages from members of his cabinet, paying of homage from the Managing Director at Jokuta Steel Company, Professor Ezemenare, and Iwe John Umeniora of Obunike, among others. Royal dance and cultural displays featured at the occasion. From Umuchi, Nagata Local Government Area, Njide Zonyejak reporting for ABS News.
And on our foreign scene news, Venezuela's embattled leader, Nicolas Maduro, has severed relations with the United States and ordered American diplomats out of the country, accusing Washington of orchestrating the coup d'etat after an opposition leader publicly announced he was now president. In a televised broadcast from the presidential palace, Maduro accused the opposition of seeking to stage a coup with the support of the U.S., which he said was seeking to govern Venezuela from Washington. Earlier on Wednesday, Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido declared himself interim president in an address to tens of thousands of people on the streets of Caracas. At a mass rally, Guaido accused Maduro of upsurging power and promised to create a transitional government that will help the country escape its hyperinflationary economic collapse. Now, don't forget that you can follow our news and programs on ABS from any part of the world simply by logging on to our website, which is www.absradiotv.com, or like us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television, or follow us on our Twitter and Instagram handle at ABS Radio TV. But before we end the news, we'll go through our main highlights for this evening. President Buhari has inaugurated Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe Mausoleum and Conference Center, Onitsha. The president was accompanied by Governor Obiano and other top government officials to perform the functions. Governor Obiano has assured on delivery of democracy dividends. The governor was speaking at a thank you rally at Idemili North and South Council area. Senate has commenced consideration of new minimum wage bill. And on the foreign scene, Venezuela has cut ties with U.S. over support for coup attempts. And with that, we wrap up the evening news. Many thanks for being with us. My name is Ifunanya Amafili. Do have a pleasant evening.